What if I told you that losing your balance after 60 is not just part of getting older, but actually a warning sign that your body is begging for a very specific kind of movement? And what if I told you that according to one of Japan's oldest practicing doctors, you don't need complicated workouts, expensive machines, or risky exercises to stay steady on your feet? You only need 5 simple movements done consistently. Today, I'm going to share the only 5 exercises you need to never lose your balance again after 60. And please, stay with me until the end, because the 5th one is the one most people skip, and it might be the most important of all. One of the biggest myths about aging is the belief that losing balance is simply part of getting older. Many people accept unsteadiness as something natural, something unavoidable, something that just happens once you pass 60. But the truth is, balance loss is not caused by age alone. It is caused by lack of specific training. As the years go by, if we stop challenging our muscles, our coordination, and our nervous system, the body adapts to that lower demand. Muscles become weaker, reaction time slows down, and the communication between the brain and body becomes less sharp. That is not aging taking control. That is the body responding to inactivity. Single leg stability may look simple, but it is one of the most powerful ways to retrain the body and sharpen the brain after 60. When you lift one foot off the ground and balance on the other, something incredible begins to happen beneath the surface. The small stabilizing muscles around your ankle immediately switch on. The muscles in your calf, shin, and foot start making tiny adjustments to keep you upright. Your knee aligns itself. Your hip muscles engage to prevent your pelvis from tilting. At the same time, your core activates to keep your torso steady. What looks like a still position from the outside is actually a symphony of coordinated muscle activity working together to prevent you from falling. But the real magic is happening in your nervous system. The moment you stand on one leg, your brain receives a surge of information from your foot, ankle, joints, and inner ear. Your body is constantly sending signals about pressure, position, and movement. Your brain processes this information in real time and sends corrective signals back to your muscles. This back and forth communication strengthens neural pathways. It improves reaction speed. It enhances coordination. Over time, this process literally rewires your brain to become more efficient at stabilizing your body. As we age, that communication system can become less responsive if it is not challenged. When both feet stay planted on the ground all day, your balance system is not being tested. It becomes lazy. Reaction time slows. That is often why a small trip or uneven surface can suddenly feel overwhelming. The body is not used to making quick corrections. Single leg standing reintroduces that challenge in a safe, controlled way. Another important benefit is ankle strength. The ankle joint plays a critical role in preventing falls. It is often the first line of defense when you step on something uneven or lose your footing. If the ankle is weak or stiff, your body cannot adjust quickly enough. Standing on one leg strengthens the tiny stabilizers that rarely get attention in traditional workouts. These muscles are essential for catching you when you stumble. Hip stability is also improved during single leg work. When you walk, you are technically performing a series of controlled single leg balances. Every step requires one leg to support your full body weight while the other swings forward. If your hip muscles are weak, your body sways side to side, making each step less stable. Practicing single leg balance strengthens those hip stabilizers and makes walking smoother and more controlled. Perhaps just as important is the confidence it builds. The first time you try standing on one leg, you may feel shaky. That shakiness is not failure. It is your body waking up. As days turn into weeks, you will notice you can hold the position longer. The shaking reduces. Your posture improves. Your breathing stays calm. That progress sends a powerful message to your brain that you are capable and steady. Even holding the position for 10 to 20 seconds a day can begin creating noticeable improvements. Over time, your body becomes quicker at correcting small shifts in weight. Your reactions sharpen. Your sense of stability increases. What starts as a simple practice becomes a foundation for lifelong balance and resilience. Strong ankles and hips are the hidden foundation of stable movement, yet they are often the most neglected parts of the body. After 60, when people think about balance, they usually picture standing still without wobbling. But true balance begins much lower, at the point where your body meets the ground. Your ankles are constantly making tiny adjustments every time you stand, walk, turn, or step onto a different surface. If those adjustments are slow or weak, your entire body becomes less stable. Over time, this weakness increases the risk of stumbling, especially on uneven ground or when changing direction quickly. The ankle joint is designed for both mobility and stability. It needs enough flexibility to adapt to slopes, stairs, and curbs, but it also needs strength to hold your body weight securely. As we age, ankle mobility often decreases because we move less dynamically. We sit more, we take shorter steps, and we avoid challenging surfaces. This leads to stiffness. At the same time, the small stabilizing muscles around the ankle weaken because they are no longer being challenged. When you combine stiffness with weakness, the result is delayed reaction time. If you trip, your ankle may not respond quickly enough to correct your position. Heel to toe walking is one of the most effective ways to rebuild this lost connection. By placing one foot directly in front of the other, you narrow your base of support, which forces the ankle to work harder. The calf muscles engage to control forward movement. The muscles along the shin stabilize the foot. The small muscles inside the foot activate to maintain alignment. This strengthens the entire lower leg while also improving coordination between your feet and brain. Over time, this practice restores proprioception, which is your body's awareness of where it is in space. Strong proprioception means quicker, more accurate corrections when you lose balance. But ankles alone are not enough. The hips play an equally critical role. Every time you take a step, one leg supports your entire body weight. Your hip muscles must prevent your pelvis from dropping or swaying. If these muscles are weak, your body shifts side to side while walking. That sway may seem small, but it increases instability with each step. Weak hips also make it harder to recover from a stumble, because the body cannot quickly realign itself. Side leg raises specifically target the hip abductors, the muscles responsible for stabilizing the pelvis. When these muscles are strong, your steps become more controlled and aligned. You waste less energy compensating for instability. Your walking pattern becomes smoother. Strong hips also reduce strain on the knees and lower back, creating a more balanced and supported movement pattern throughout the body. When both ankles and hips are trained together, they create a powerful stability system. The ankles adjust quickly to changes in surface, while the hips keep the upper body steady and centered. This combination dramatically lowers fall risk. It also increases confidence in daily activities like walking outdoors, climbing stairs, or stepping over obstacles. By strengthening these two key areas consistently, you rebuild the physical foundation that allows every step to feel secure and controlled. Functional strength is what allows you to move through daily life with ease, confidence, and independence. It is not about lifting heavy weights in a gym or pushing your body to extremes. It is about being strong enough to perform ordinary tasks safely and efficiently. One of the most important movements in everyday life is standing up from a chair. It sounds simple, almost automatic, but it is actually a complex coordination of muscles and balance working together. Every time you rise from a seated position, your body must shift weight forward, engage the core, activate the glutes, stabilize the knees, and push through the heels. If any part of that chain is weak, the movement becomes shaky or dependent on using your hands for support. As we age, we tend to sit more and move less. Hours spent sitting weaken the glutes and thigh muscles, which are essential for standing and walking. The longer this pattern continues, the more difficult it becomes to rise smoothly. Many people begin to rock back and forth to gain momentum, or they push heavily on armrests to lift themselves. While this might seem harmless, it gradually reinforces weakness. The body adapts to whatever we repeatedly do. If we rely on momentum instead of strength, our muscles become less capable over time. Controlled sit to stand training reverses this decline. By standing up slowly and sitting down with control, you are teaching your muscles to handle your body weight safely. The quadriceps, which stabilize the knees, grow stronger. The glutes, which power hip extension, become more active. The core engages to keep your spine aligned. Even your feet play a role by gripping the ground and maintaining balance. This simple movement strengthens nearly every muscle group involved in walking and climbing stairs. The key is control. When you rise slowly without using your hands, you eliminate momentum and force your muscles to do the work. When you lower yourself slowly back into the chair, you build eccentric strength, which is the ability to control movement while muscles lengthen. This type of strength is especially important for preventing falls because it helps you manage downward motion safely. If you ever lose balance and need to lower yourself quickly, stronger eccentric control can reduce injury risk. Beyond muscle strength, this exercise improves coordination. Your brain learns to shift weight properly, align the knees over the toes, and maintain posture. These patterns carry over into everyday tasks. Climbing stairs becomes easier because the same muscles are involved. Getting in and out of a car feels smoother. Even bending down and standing back up feels more stable. Functional strength also restores confidence. When you can rise from a chair without hesitation or strain, you feel capable. That sense of capability reduces fear of falling. Fear often causes stiffness, and stiffness interferes with natural balance reactions. By practicing controlled sit to stand movements regularly, you create a positive cycle. Strength improves, movement feels safer, and confidence grows. This exercise requires no equipment and no special space. It uses your own body weight in a way that directly supports independence. Each repetition is an investment in your ability to move freely, safely, and without relying on others. Over time, what once felt challenging becomes effortless, reinforcing the strength and coordination needed to maintain stability in every part of daily life. Consistency is the quiet force that transforms simple movements into life-changing results. Many people believe they need intense workouts or long exercise sessions to see improvement, especially after 60. But when it comes to balance and stability, intensity is far less important than repetition. The body responds to what you do regularly, not occasionally. 5 to 10 minutes of daily practice will always outperform one long session done once a week. Small efforts repeated consistently retrain the nervous system, strengthen stabilizing muscles, and build lasting confidence. Balance is deeply connected to the brain. Every time you practice standing on one leg, walking heel to toe, or rising slowly from a chair, your brain is forming and reinforcing neural pathways. These pathways control coordination, reaction time, and muscle activation. The more frequently you stimulate them, the stronger they become. If days or weeks pass without practice, those pathways weaken. That is why daily repetition matters so much. You are not just strengthening muscles, you are maintaining communication between your brain and body. Consistency also reduces fear. After a stumble or near fall, many older adults become cautious. That caution can quietly turn into avoidance. They move less, take fewer walks, avoid stairs, or rely heavily on support. Unfortunately, avoiding movement weakens the very systems that protect against falls. When you practice simple balance exercises regularly, you send your brain a powerful message that your body is capable and steady. Each successful repetition builds trust in your own movement. Over time, that trust replaces fear, Another powerful benefit of consistency is gradual adaptation. When exercises are done daily, the improvements feel natural rather than forced. Your ankles become slightly stronger each week. Your hips stabilize more efficiently. Your posture becomes more upright without conscious effort. Because the progress is steady and manageable, the body adapts without strain. This reduces the risk of injury and makes the habit easier to maintain. Confidence grows quietly through repetition. The first time you attempt a single leg stand, you may feel unsteady. After a week of daily practice, you notice you can hold it longer. After a month, you stand taller and breathe more calmly. That visible improvement strengthens motivation. You begin to trust your steps when walking outside. You hesitate less on stairs. You stop reaching for walls automatically. Confidence built through consistent action is far more powerful than reassurance from others. Consistency also supports independence. The goal is not perfection. The goal is reliability. When your body can reliably perform basic movements like stepping, turning, and standing without hesitation, daily life feels easier. You conserve energy because you are not constantly correcting instability. You move with purpose instead of caution. That reliability protects your freedom to live on your own terms. Even on busy days, small moments of practice make a difference. Standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, marching in place during a television break, or performing controlled sit-to-stands before meals keeps the habit alive. These brief sessions accumulate over time. Weeks turn into months, and those small daily actions become the foundation of lasting balance, strength, and self-assurance.